untrained eye might not be able to see a valuable stone or gem's potential when it is first unearthed. It won't make sparkle genuinely, and the world won't be able to appreciate its genuine worth until it's been processed and cut. We'll thus look at the 15 of the world's most expensive jewels today. Number 15. The Bulgari Blue Diamond is precisely what it says it is. It's a diamond, but it's blue instead of entirely transparent. They were found at the Kolar mine in India and are also not wholly expected. Blue diamonds are created in the lowest region of the diamond crystal and have also been found in southern Africa and western Australia. One in particular, blue diamond, sold in October 2010 for $1.4 million per carat. Overall, the sale of this Bulgari Blue Diamond in New York set a record price for that auction house, close to $16 million. For about $1 million, or roughly $5 million today, it was sold to a Roman boutique in 1972, indicating that the value of the stone tripled during 40 years. Therefore, it's clear that diamonds will never go out of vogue even though the global economy may fluctuate and turn unstable for a while. Number 14. The Heart of Eternity Magnificent Vivid Blue Diamond weighing 27.6 carats and another blue diamond that sold for a high price. The Steinmetz group cut the diamond and sold it to the renowned De Beers, who unveiled the pricey diamond in 2000. This blue diamond was discovered in the top diamond mine in South Africa, where there is a less than 1% chance of finding one. Even then, the majority are too little or otherwise inferior. It's acceptable to argue that the Center of Eternity is large enough to cut down both outrageously expensive and uncommon. The primary criteria in this are size and rarity, and it was so well known that the thieves even orchestrated a diamond heist to steal it. But the schemes were thwarted, and the enormous blue diamond was lent to the Smithsonian Institution to be shown in public. That is until it was purchased for the modest sum of $580,000 per carat. Even though the diamond weighs 27 carats, you're starting at almost $60 million. Who purchased the Eternal Heart? Although the purchaser is uncertain, there are numerous rumors that the boxer Floyd Mayweather is the purchaser. He bought it for his girlfriend at the time. Number 13. Perfect Pink Diamond. Hollywood was once completely infatuated with pink diamonds, which was the ideal diamond. Even Jennifer Lopez was spotted wearing a 6-carat stone that cost her beau Ben Affleck more than $1 million. That being said, what made these pink diamonds so famous? Since they are one of the rarest diamonds in the world, their scarcity is primarily to blame. Only 18 pink diamonds, more significant than 10 carats, have ever been unearthed, and the pink diamond was initially uncovered and discovered about 2,500 years ago. It's reasonable to assume that it's a significant event when they do appear. The ideal pink diamond was considered completely flawless and in a league of its own, because no other hues could be seen on the transparent pink rock. The 14.2 carats gem price of nearly $23 million was justified. If you ever travel to Hong Kong and see someone sporting a flawless diamond pink ring or necklace, you know you found them. Of course, the anonymous buyer was from Hong Kong. Number 12. The Wittelsbach Graph. The following pricey gem on our list features a very long past that dates back to the 16th century. Another enormous blue diamond from the Indian mines, the Wittelsbach Graph is rumored to have been brought to the west by Jean-Baptiste Tavernier, a wanderer and trader from the 17th century on the prowl for more incredible wealth. The stone eventually arrived in Europe, came to the royal family's possession, and was later used as a royal dowry. When the Archduchess wed the Bavarian crown prince, the stone was transferred from Infanta Margarita Teresa to her granddaughter Archduchess Maria Amelia. The Wittelsbach Graph diamond was grafted to the Bavarian crown jewels, which stayed for another century. The crown jewels eventually dispersed over the globe as a result of World War I. They did not resurface until a Belgian jeweler was asked to identify a mystery stone in the 1960s. The diamond was recutting slightly over 4 carats, bringing its weight down to roughly 31 carats, which is still a sizable stone. The historic Wittelsbach sold for $23.4 million in the end. Number 11. The Winston Blue. This teardrop-shaped jewel is so exquisite and pricey it should make you cry. It is a 13.2 carat flawless diamond with a vivid fancy blue color. When it was finally sold, it set new world records. Large of its kind, the Winston Blue was one of a kind and named after the well-known CEO Harry Winston. When it ultimately went up for auction, it attracted national attention and the world's wealthiest individuals and businesses were eager to acquire it. Finally, the Winston Blue was valued at $2 million per carat, and the winning bidder paid $23.8 million for the stone, which was slightly over 13 carats. Imagine being so wealthy that you could just buy a diamond, that big, that expensive, and that rare, but you're also so rich you can just name everything after yourself. Number 10. The Orange. It's also called fire diamonds. The most valuable diamonds, orange diamonds, were initially discovered in the late 1800s, desired colored gemstones in the jewelry industry. Only 2 places on Earth, South Africa and Australia, have them. As time goes on, the worth of everything from amber to citrus only rises. Few of these diamonds have been presented, even fewer fancy vivid orange stones under 6 carat weight have been sold in auction. In contrast to some of the whoppers we've looked at thus far, they are often relatively modest, and even though they may be unusual, before deciding to display it to the world and earn some fast cash in the process, an unknown owner of a diamond simply known as the Orange had it in their personal collection for 30 years. The orange, which weighs 14.82 carats, is substantially more significant than the orange diamond it was replaced and expected to sell for a maximum of $17 to $20 million at an auction. Who would refuse that? Except that the orange was sold for $35.5 million or $2.4 million per carat when it finally made to the block. So even if the orange may have represented a century's worth of discoveries, it might take another century for the buyer to recoup all of their investments. Number 9. Graph Pink. If you ever find a pink diamond that weighs more than 5 carats, you should hold onto it at all costs because you'll have another one of the world's most rare gems, and if one thing we can take away from the other diamonds on this list is that rarity always equates to higher price. However, we have already seen the pink diamond that sold for a significant sum of money. There's one out there that surpasses it though. It is known as the Graph Pink. The owner of the Winston Blue, Mr. Harry Winston, is the ideal person to own such a remarkable diamond. Originating on the African continent in Lesotho's imagination, Winston had the Graph Pink in his possession for 60 years before deciding to display it in all its splendor to the world. This 24.7 carat pink diamond was finally purchased for just over $46 million by Lawrence Graph, a diamond collector dubbed the King of Bling, making it the most expensive diamond in the world. Number 8. Josephine's Blue Moon. The natural diamond, which weighed roughly 30 carats, was reduced to 12 and worth between $15 million and $20 million. The blue diamond, which would one day be known as the Blue Moon diamond, was regarded as one of the greatest in the world since it was internally perfect and received the highest color grade for its kind. Before going up for auction, what had been sitting on the shelf for nearly a year. One Hong Kong buyer in particular was interested. The Blue Moon brought in $4 million per carat, or roughly $48.4 million total. The customer paid the original estimate, but instead of keeping it for himself, he gave it to his daughter Josephine, who was 7 years old. And that's why it's called the Blue Moon of Josephine, after her, making Josephine the luckiest 7-year-old in history. Number 7. The Oppenheimer Blue. An auction required 20 minutes to finish at a Geneva auction in May 2016 with the Oppenheimer Blue. After a few minutes of a fierce bidding war, only 2 bidders were left battling it out for one of the biggest blue diamonds ever discovered. Sir Philip Oppenheimer is honored by the moniker Oppenheimer Blue. The previous owner of the diamond was from a wealthy family that had previously owned the Wittelsbach and controlled the illustrious De Beers Corporation. It's safe to assume that they have the money because they are selling a ring formerly worn by Marie Antoinette. This 14.6 carat rectangular blue diamond was originally from South African mines and was finally purchased by an unnamed buyer. It cost him around an absurd $57.5 million. Number 6. Steinmetz Pink, bringing us full circle to the legendary pink diamonds. The Steinmetz Pink is unquestionably one of the world's best jewels and was first displayed to the public in 2003 in Monaco after being found in southern Africa. Since then, the supermodel Helene Christensen has occasionally worn this expensive, vibrant pink diamond. Eventually, it was donated to the Smithsonian Institute in Washington, D.C., so everyone might see it. Wait until you hear about the pink diamond if you thought the others on this list were large. It's actually twice as large as the Graph Pink at 59.6 carats. It received a rank of internally perfect. It took 20 months to carefully cut this large stone down from its original rough size of 100 carats, held by a privileged few. Before the Steinmetz was ever started, a team of 8 individuals worked on 50 models. To guarantee that everything was flawless, when the Steinmetz Pink Diamond finally went on sale, it was purchased for $71.2 million by Chow Tai Fook Enterprises, a Hong Kong multinational corporation, even though the slightest error could have even caused it to be broken. Number 5. De Beers Centenary Diamond. While several of the jewels we've seen thus far had a regal past, this diamond is much more recent. In the summer of 1986, it was discovered in the top mine of South Africa. The third largest diamond to leave the mine was graded flawless internally and externally. It weighed a massive 599 carats in raw form and was uncut. It had to be cut carefully since it was the De Beers property. A crew was put together to cut the diamond down. They were housed in a unique underground facility with handpicked engineers and electricians to keep everything operating smoothly, as well as security guards who would keep an eye out. The centenary diamond needs to be protected from cracking from mechanical vibrations and temperature variations in space. This superhero crew ended their job with 154 days later and emerged from the lab in 1991 with a freshly cut 273.8 carat centennial diamond. The diamond had a price tag at $100 million at the time. The centennial was kept by the De Beers and loaned to the London Tower, but much remains unknown. Many claims that the De Beers sold it off and it is currently in their control. However, the business has declined any comment on the matter, and given that the diamonds will only get more valuable in time, a stone worth $100 million in 1991 is probably now worthless. Number 4. Hope Diamond. Another diamond formerly in Jean-Baptiste Tavernier's hands is a Hope Diamond. It was fashioned after some of our earlier entries and was previously referred to as the Blue Diamond of the Crown. Therefore, you could be confident that it ultimately brought in a sizable sum. The Hope Diamond had 116 carats initially, when Tavernier sold it to King Louis XIV of France in the 1600s. Over the years, the diamond underwent further refinement and was owned by several people until 1910. Evelyn Walsh McLean of the Cartier, that Cartier received it, got it at 45.5 carats. It was given to numerous galleries and museums before, as always, finding a new home at the Smithsonian Institute. It is estimated to be worth $350 billion now. Number 3. The Cullinan Diamond. It was found with a weight of 3,106 metric carats. That was a pretty big jump. It was created in South Africa in 1905, the most giant diamond ever discovered. Several of the crown jewels have been removed from it because it's so stunning. The Cullinan Diamond is therefore quite significant because it was the first given to King Edward VII during the Boer War. Before it was cut down in Amsterdam, South African authorities offered a token of good faith and said that the raw diamond was so tough it could not be cut. When they first tried to split a knife, it shattered cleanly in two. The largest diamond in this series is currently valued around $400 million. Number 2. The Sancy Stone. It's a 55.2 carat yellow stone that Nicholas Harlay, the French envoy to Turkey, first brought in 1570 to Constantinople before giving it to the Sun. This stone has a complicated past and also an old past. Now, the Louvre in France owns it. Currently, the Sancy Stone is not currently for sale and most likely won't be again because it's too expensive to even have a price tag. Number 1. Persian for Mountain of Light is Koh-i-Noor. Before being chopped down, this diamond weighed 200 carats when it was initially discovered. If the texts are accurate, this jewel is ancient. Some sources claim that it was first mentioned in Sanskrit around 3200 BCE, while others assert that it is dated back to the Rajas of 14th century India. In either case, the Koh-i-Noor is lavish beyond belief. It made its way to Punjab, but the region was a victim of English colonialism and annexed. As a result, the central stone of Queen Elizabeth State's crown was added there. The most well-known Koh-i-Noor duplicate, which was produced in large quantities, is the most well-liked, being displayed in the Diamond House at the London Tower. It was thought that the stone is worth roughly $500 million or could even be priceless. And that is it for today, royal folks. Hope you enjoyed today's video. We'll see you in the next one, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.